who approved the financial statement. Okay, so let's look into another section, ladies and gentlemen. Section 251 of the the Company Act 2016, 251. 251 says, all right, number one, the financial statement, right, is actually approved by the board. Okay, and then approved by the board, and accompanied by a statutory declaration by a director, or where the director is not a primary responsible person for the financial statement accompanied by a person responsible to in setting forth his opinion on the correctness of the financial statement. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you are directors here. Let's do this test again. Do we actually face this situation in real life? Whereby things are last minute, audited account produced last minute for various reasons. Sometimes, a lot of the time is because we ourselves, right, may not have passed the records to our auditor early enough. Okay, so as a result, it's last minute. So you receive what we call signing pages. Okay, and then your clerk, your account staff run to you and say, boss, please sign, right? So without looking any other part of your account and your audited, you just ask one common question called where to sign. And then you just sign. Do you have that experience or not, ladies and gentlemen? If you are part of this, do you mind in the chat room, you type 333 for me, right? Are you part of those that, hey, last minute already, I got to submit the audited account. So as a director, right, you just ask the staff where to sign, quickly, send to SSM. I need to submit. I don't want to get penalty. So where to sign? Sign. You just sign. But do you know what you are signing away? What are you signing? Okay. Actually, what you have signed, 333. Yeah, we do actually have some of us who's actually having that issue, isn't it? Okay. Now, actually, you sign yourself on the dotted line under section 251, okay, whereby you have approved the account. Now, what have you approved, ladies and gentlemen? What have you approved? Okay, we will like to go through it with you. Okay, now, but let's go through subsection 2 first. The director shall make a statement in accordance with the resolution of the board, stating whether their opinion. So as a director, right, what you are signing, when you say where to sign, Encik Ahmad, where to sign? You just sign, right? Your way to sign, you are signing to say that the financial statements of your account, you have made an opinion that it actually gives a true and fair view of the financial position. All right. Remember, we talk about the record keeping as well, right? You need to ensure that the account is appropriate. You need to ensure that the financial record, for instance, is readily and properly available for auditing to form an opinion, right? You need to key in 60 days, etc., etc. So under 251, you actually sign on the dotted line that this thing is actually true and fair. Okay? Now, after you sign, this is true and fair. This is how an account looks like, right? We sanitize it, ladies and gentlemen. This is how the page that you're supposed to show where to sign, right? You will always sign, one signature on top. Sometimes if you are the managing director, you sign at the bottom as well. So what have you declared? Okay, your statement pursuant, your statements, what you have actually mentioned here, okay, maybe I got a typo error here. It's not statement of pursuant director. It's actually statement of director pursuant to section 251 sub 2. Okay, it says here, we, Mr. A and Mr. B, being two of the director of company ABC, do hereby state that in the opinion of the director, you make an opinion of the director, the accompanying financial statements set out on pages blah and blah are drawn up in accordance with the accounting standards, okay, in Malaysia, so as to give a true and fair view of the financial position of the company as at whatever the year and the result and the cash flow of the financial year ended. You have actually give an opinion of your account. Okay, now, Again, this is wrong. It's not statement of pursuant director. It's actually statement of director pursuant to sections. Okay. So basically, the bottom line, what you're signing, you are signing I, so and so, IC number, being the director responsible for the financial management of the company solemnly. Wow, you are really like, it's like having the how do you call? You go to the court, they will give you this particular book, right? Right, you have to put your hand there. Okay, you have to put your hand there. Solemnly and sincerely declare that the financial statement, the financial statement, all right, set out on pages when, to the best of my knowledge, correct. So as a director, you say true and fair, no? So, okay, maybe there are a little bit of error, but not material. But at the bottom, right, you say it's correct. This is betul, this is betul. Tak ada salah, tak ada salah. But what about the auditor responsibility? Okay, so in the auditor's report, from the auditor's report, they also mention the responsibility of the director for the financial statement. The director of the company are responsible. Director, you remain responsible. You cannot say, hey, I'm not an auditor. What? The auditor form an opinion. I'm not an auditor. Okay. So director of the company are responsible for the preparation of the financial statement of the company and give a true and fair view in accordance with the Malaysian, whatever the accounting standards are. If you are Sendirian Berhad, you come under the Empress. If you are actually a Berhad, you come under the MFRS. Okay, so that statement will change accordingly. So the director also responsible for such internal control as the director determine is necessary in to enable the preparation of the financial statement of the company that are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. In preparing the financial statement, the director, okay, you cannot say, hey, I don't know account, no, my girl, Miss Lim is the one who prepare. The director are responsible for assessing the company's ability, etc., the going concern, etc. Question. Is auditors always form the same conclusion, okay, form the same conclusion as the director in the director's report of the company? The document that director we sign, the one that we say, wait to sign, that one called director's report, okay, which is the entire set of your annual report, okay. What the auditor give is another report, which is the auditor's report. So this is independent to report, okay. So does the auditor always form the same conclusion as a director in the director's report? Okay. Of course, most of the time, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Ooh. Hang. Okay. Let's look into the various audit opinion that we have. All right. The auditor will always mention about their responsibility also. In their audit report, they will have very long pages. They will say, our objective is to obtain reasonable assurance, no accuracy, not total accuracy. I'm not talking to you about correct or not. I'm talking about reasonable assurance. Okay. All right. Okay. About whether the financial statement of the company as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, and to issue our report, okay, that include our opinion. Okay, so they are saying, my job is to do reasonableness only. Okay, so a lot of time in our auditor's report, normally what we wanted to actually see is like this. Okay, in our opinion, the accompanying financial statement given is true and fair. So the director report, because a lot of time we don't read. Okay, director, last minute already, quickly sign the signing pages, quickly send it to the auditor. Auditor staple it into an annual report and then directly send to the secretary. Secretary quickly pick up that copy, directly send to the SSM, and ta-da, our job is done. Yeah, we are always at that kind of working approach, correct or not? So this one is the best one. Okay, your director's report say true and fair. You sign it already under the required section. And then the auditor also form an opinion. This is true and fair. Okay, in our opinion, the financial statement is also true and fair. But a lot of the time, it may not be so straightforward. Okay, sometimes we will have auditor who form a different opinion. They don't specifically give you the word called true and fair. So basis of opinion, they can be, oh, we conclude our audit, like for example, this particular example, in accordance with the approved standards of our responsibility under these, we believe the evidence obtained is sufficient. Okay, so we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to actually form our opinion. Now, sometimes the opinion can be slightly more. It can be, I cannot express my opinion. I totally cannot express my opinion. Based on the disclaimer of opinion sections of blah, 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 blah. And then, we have not been able to obtain sufficient appropriate evidence in order for us to form an opinion. Meaning, right, we talk about record keeping, isn't it, just now, ladies and gentlemen? Under the sections, right, as a director and management of the company, you have under the Company Act to keep your record in certain way, to make it available for audit all the time, to to actually allows to actually have a very timely recording. The timely recording includes a situation whereby you record these informations within 60 days. So information is always complete. The information should always be ready, right? We are always in that kind of ambit. Okay. So, but then when come to the auditor, when they audit your opinion, they say, no, I don't have enough sufficient document for me to even form an opinion. You have information that is actually lacking. So what does that actually mean? It actually means that there are contradictions between the two already. There is a contradiction. Okay, so we are unable to obtain sufficient, we are unable to obtain sufficient appropriate audit evidence in this case, all right, revenue and cost of goods sold. Wow, these are very big item already, meaning at the top line, I also already don't have enough information, all right? Yeah, so hence we are unable to determine whether any adjustment required to be made at all, right? So, my auditor can form a totally different opinion about it, So sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, when in the process of rushing the audit, right? And then in the process of just wanted to get the audit done, all right? Sometimes the auditor, they form an opinion that may be detrimental. In the past, we may say, this company is only my husband and wife, nobody take a look at the report. Right? Nobody interested in my report. You qualify lah, it's okay. I got no time to do my account properly. I got no time. I am busy in running my business. Okay? I'm busy in running my business. I got no time to go into this. You just conclude the audit whichever you want. As an auditor, they have their professional duty and diligence, right, to conclude and perform their work. So it is not like in the past, maybe the auditors are willing to give bend the rules or whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us, whichever profession we are in right now, we are bound by so many compliance and so many legislations that we have to act proper at all times. So auditor will be strict on accounts. Not just now, I would say in the near past also, already very strict in doing auditing. So auditor, if they actually have to form an opinion not agreeing to your account, they are going to do it nowadays. Yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can decide to actually say, oh, you know what? I don't like this auditor. I will find another auditor to give me a clean audit. Right? But ladies and gentlemen, this kind of thing, it's going to be harder and harder to get. Right? The auditors, they have a lot of duties as well. All right? Now, why am I going through this information?